I know that it can be tough to watch the commercials that I put in these videos. I definitely know how you feel. It's no picnic making these videos either, but somebody has to do this. It's important to expose the misandry that exists in our society and show how prevalent it is. Every time I see a commercial that gets my blood boiling, I make note of it and it will soon find a home in one of my Misandry in the Media videos. Do you think I like making these videos? Well, yes and no. Ultimately, I wish I didn't have to make these videos, and by that I mean I wish there wasn't enough material on which to base these videos. But the fact remains that misandry is so common in today's media that I don't think many people even think about it because they're so used to it. So I'm glad I can make these videos as sort of a repository for all the different commercials I have seen that portray men in a negative way. And it also gives me a way to let some of my frustration out. I have talked about how women are portrayed as the smart and responsible ones while the men are portrayed as the stupid, lazy, irresponsible ones who act like children and make a mess of things. But in this video, I want to talk about the commercials that are supposed to be funny because of violence against men. Now, I have already mentioned commercials like that in my previous videos. Women slapping men but not getting slapped back. Men having to go to the hospital because a woman beat them up. Other men going to the hospital because they got their wife a Christmas gift that they didn't like. Men getting hit by cars. A cheerleader headbutting the stereotypical nerd. A woman tackling a man and coming back to kick him for good measure just in case he wasn't hurt enough. We are supposed to be entertained by these commercials. We're not supposed to think, oh wow, is he okay? Why is she beating him up? She's so horrible. That was a terrible thing for him to get beat up like that. Violence against men is supposed to be funny and entertaining. The typical reaction is, oh, he deserved that, or he had it coming. Even though if a woman ever did the same thing, she doesn't deserve to be hit. Just look at some of the recent movie trailers. I already talked about Tangled, and that was a children's movie where the trailer was chock full of violence against a man. But now we have trailers for movies like The Sitter.
Noah, can you get the phone?
Mom, the phone's ringing!
Noah, please get the phone!
Mom, the phone's ringing, do you hear it?
Have you started looking for a job yet?
Sorry.
What about babysitting?
Babysitting sucks. Adult men don't babysit things.
You're wonderful with children.
So we have this lazy guy sitting on the couch, watching TV, doesn't want to answer the phone, and doesn't have a job. We're off to a great start already.
I'm at a party. Do you want to come?
I probably shouldn't.
I was thinking we could have sex.
Yeah, maybe I could work something out. Kids, fasten your seatbelts!
Of course that makes him drop what he's doing, furthering the stereotype that all men want is sex, and a woman has this power over a man and can make him do whatever she wants by saying something like that. If a man ever said that to a woman, he'd get hit. So not only is this man portrayed as a lazy person, but a pervert as well. And let's see him get hurt for extra laughs.
I'm more of a sit on the couch. What's up, you little tampon? Do whatever I say or I'll kill you type of babysitter. Ah! You sprayed perfume in my mouth.
I hate you.
I'll destroy you. Ah! You did it again. And that's what's up. Oh!
Then there's this trailer for Harold and Kumar. In this one, we see another man being perverted and getting hit for it.
Why don't you take your sweater off? For a massage. Just a couple girlfriends.
Okay. Get off of me! Oh, I thought you were gay!
I am gay. Gay for that.
Can you imagine if a woman was hitting on a man and the man kicks her in the face or sprays her with mace? I couldn't imagine that, but I've seen plenty of women doing that to men. If a woman expresses sexual interest in a man, then the reaction is, whoa, what a lucky guy. But if a man expresses sexual interest in a woman, then he's a creep and a pervert and deserves to be kicked in the face. It's really getting monotonous now. How many times do they have to do this? Anyway, on to the commercials. Here's one for Walmart. And this is what's supposed to be funny in our society, people. Here's one with the man asking a woman for directions.
Hey, can you tell me?
Okay, enough already.
Oh my God!
There's no reason for this. And she teases him. So the woman sprays the man just because he asked for directions. And it wasn't just a quick spray either. It was relentless. Not only are men not allowed to ask a woman to get a cup of coffee, but they can't even ask for directions either. Let's take a look at the comments for this commercial. Win! That's awesome! Freaking hilarious! This next one is for Burger King. Another commercial where we have a woman hitting a man, but the man doesn't hit back. We start out with a couple of men eating fast food. Yeah, you see a lot of men in commercials with fast food and junk food.
Hey, is that the steakhouse from Burger King? What'd you do to earn that?
What did he do to earn that? I don't know. Walked into the Burger King, ordered it, and paid the money for it? Is that good enough of a reason for you, Miss High and Mighty? And of course the men have to report to the woman about what they did to earn it, like they owe her an explanation.
I gave half of my salary to charity.
What about you, John?
I was just hungry.
So what happens next?
I hope you don't teach your students to be as arrogant as you.
The real question is, what did he do to deserve that? Imagine a commercial where two women are eating Burger King steak burgers and a man asks what they did to deserve them. And the man just smacks one of the women upside the head just because she said that she was just hungry. That would be terrible because violence against women is a terrible thing, whereas violence against men is supposed to get a laugh. Here's a commercial with the woman on a voodoo website who is getting revenge on her cheating husband. Once again, the man is a cheater, so the violence against him is somehow justifiable. Even though a commercial where a man does this to his cheating wife would be terrible because that would show women as being cheaters, and it would have violence against women. These things aren't allowed, but it's perfectly okay when it happens to men, though. These next commercials are for Stride Gum.
Agent.
Agent?
I'm sorry. I didn't quite get that.
Agent?
I'm sorry.
Spit out your Stride gum and chew another piece already, or we'll find you.
Got it. Leave the ram.
A public safety message from Stride, the ridiculously long-lasting gum.
So, I figured out this Stride mystery gum. It totally tastes like...
Don't reveal the secret flavor of new Stride Mega Mystery, or we'll find you.
Zip it.
New Stride Mega Mystery, the ridiculously long-lasting gum with a flavor that keeps you guessing. Upgrade to Stride 2.0, or we'll do it for you.
New Stride White Mint's a hit, but it lasts too long. How do we get people to chew another piece?
I got this one.
Oh, hey.
Spit it out, or Yeti will find you.
I like it. Yeah. Thanks, Ryan.
New Stride White Mint, the ridiculously long-lasting gum.
As you can see, the men are getting punched and tackled because they want them to spit their gum out or keep their mouth shut about the mystery flavor. Now, to be fair, I have seen a Stride commercial where a woman is chewing some gum. Let's take a look.
Whoa.
What's this? A ram is charging at the woman? Maybe these commercials aren't sexist after all. Maybe they're about to show a woman getting hurt just like they showed all those men getting hurt. We saw a ram hitting a man. Maybe we'll see a ram hitting a woman too.
Oh, no. She's chewing Stride Spark.
New Stride Spark, flavor you can feel, oomph you can taste. New Stride Spark, the ridiculously long-lasting gum with flavor you can feel.
Okay, nothing happens to the woman. The men get tackled and punched, but nothing happens to the woman. Why? I mean, if you're going to show this happening to men, then why not with women too? Either it should be acceptable for both or unacceptable for both. Otherwise, it's a double standard. Can you imagine if these commercials kept showing women getting punched and tackled, but not men? This next series of commercials is for Jack Link's Beef Jerky. In these commercials, people are messing with Sasquatch and paying the price for it. Check some of these out.
Hey, you want to ride? It's okay. Sorry. We're sorry. Sorry, buddy.
Check this out.
Hey, big fella, want a cold one? Yeah, that's it. Come on, you can do it.
Check this out. Hey, buddy. Come on. Try this. It's real good. That's it. Come on. You can do it. That's it. Yeah. Try the poke. Come on. Yeah. Try it. Yum, yum, yum. I'm gonna put this ball right here, and you run up and give it a big old kick. Right over that mountain there. Big old kick. Come on.
So again, we have men being kicked, thrown, hit with poles, and of course, hit in the crotch because that's what people today think is funny. I mean, look at the comments for that last commercial. I don't understand why this is so funny. I mean, babies and little kids might laugh at someone pretending to be hurt, but there are many adults who find this funny. Wow. Now, to be fair, Jack Link's has these messing with Sasquatch commercials with women in them. Let's check those out. So in this one, we have a man and a woman who are having a picnic. But of course, the man has to be the idiot who messes with Sasquatch. So he sneaks up right next to him and pops a bag. And this is what ends up happening to him.
Jack Link's jerky. Feed your wild side.
Nothing happened to the woman, though. Which makes sense, right? She wasn't the one who messed with Sasquatch. The man did. So why should Sasquatch do anything to her? She may have laughed about it, but didn't actually do anything, so she shouldn't get hit by Sasquatch. Makes sense, right? Just keep that in mind.
Becky! Becky!
Here's another one with the woman, but one of the male bikers rides up to Sasquatch and puts his fire out. And of course he suffers the consequences for it. Now in this next one, a man and a woman both mess with Sasquatch. The man, of course, has to be the one to go down and put the binoculars on the tree stump, but the woman made the noises that summoned Sasquatch. Now, seeing as how they were both involved, do you think maybe they are both going to get hit with the rock? Let's see. No, of course not. Only the man does. In fact, let's see what happens when a woman messes with Sasquatch and a man isn't involved at all.
Hey there, there, big guy. You know, you look a little tired. Why don't you come over here and sit down? Yeah, come on. That's right, sit down.
So she is the one who messed with Sasquatch. But rather than her getting kicked, a man who had nothing to do with this ended up getting kicked. So no matter who actually messes with Sasquatch, a man will always be the one to get hit.
Hey, buddy.
So this woman is watching from a safe distance.
Hey.
And she runs off as if something was going to happen to her anyway.
You see that, man?
And look at her screaming and running away. You're a woman, nothing's going to happen to you. Alright, one more series of commercials that I want to talk about are the Allstate Mayhem commercials. Who is the mascot for these commercials? None other than a man with cuts and bruises on his face. Yeah, wonderful. A woman with cuts and bruises on her face would be in a commercial about stopping violence against women. Yeah, not stop violence. Just stop violence against women. Because they're the only gender that has to be protected. Violence against men is just fine, though. But a man with cuts and bruises on his face is in an insurance commercial and is supposed to get a laugh. I've already talked about some of these mayhem commercials in my Violence Against Men video, but I feel like they deserve a spot in my Misandry in the Media series as well. So this man represents mayhem. He represents all the different types of things that could go wrong. He's been a deer that gets run over by a car. A satellite dish that falls off the roof. Snow that falls through the roof. A random windstorm. A guy who slammed on the brakes too hard after pouring hot coffee all over himself. The GPS that gets a man into a car accident. A Christmas tree that gets strapped to the roof of a car.
Alright, good enough. You're all set.
He falls off the roof of the car, which causes somebody else to get into an accident.
And if you have cut rate insurance, you may not be covered for this.
And he's been a flag that blows off and causes another accident.
I'm just holding on by a thread.
And to add insult to injury, notice that these people who are getting into car accidents are men.
Uh-oh, your fault. Got out of a car, so I sue you. When?
And they sure love to associate men with foosball.
Foosball? Bunch of overgrown monsters manhandling each other.
Check it out. In one commercial, it was him and a foosball team who caused another man to get into an accident.
And if you've got cut rate insurance, your jacked up rates might make you sick.
I'm a ref being chased out of town after the worst game of my career. You forget one down, and the whole stadium turns on you.
I'm a satellite dish. The only reason you got me was for football.
I'm your son. And as you well know, I can barely focus on one thing at a time.
So between mowing the lawn and football, I choose football.
See what I mean? Now here's one that some would consider to be demeaning to women.
I'm a hot babe out jogging. I'm out making sure this stays a 10 when you drive by. You're checking out my awesome headband when... Oops. That's when you find out your cut rate insurance, it ain't paying for this. So get Allstate. Save cash and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
I guess maybe the words hot babe were offensive. But let's put this into perspective. Hot babe is a term that describes an attractive female. Oh, this guy thinks she's good looking. How offensive to women. How about the man that is being portrayed as this guy who only has one thing on his mind and ends up crashing because of it? No, nobody ever thinks about how a commercial like this can be offensive to men. But if you were to reverse the genders, it would still be considered offensive to females for the same reason it's offensive to men the way it is now. I mean, what if there was a male jogger and we see a female driver hit a pole because she was only staring at him? That would make the woman look bad, right? Just how this commercial is making men look bad. Can you imagine if Mayhem was a female and all of these commercials were done by a woman with cuts and bruises on her face? Such a thing would be terrible. Not this, though.
Thank you for calling USA Prime Credit. My name is...
Yeah, Peggy, I know. Hey, listen, cancel my card. I switched to Discover.
No.
Yeah, Discover's accepted most everywhere now, so I get more cash back. So, see ya.
If I lose customer, I must take retraining program.
No, come on. Retraining can't be that bad. Ooh, bad.